The highway looks like a luxury car convention. Massive lifted trucks, blacked-out SUVs, and fully loaded pickups flood the roads every morning. To an outsider, it looks like everyone suddenly became rich overnight. But the strange part is who's driving them. Teachers, warehouse workers, nurses, electricians, and retail employees all seem to have vehicles worth more than some people's annual salaries. The question isn't whether the trucks are expensive. The question is how everyone is paying for them. My name is Ben, and I explain personal finance using 3 different versions of myself to show you how different types of people make decisions based on their current financial situation. Broke Ben sees a shiny $90,000 truck and thinks success has arrived. He assumes the driver must be wealthy because the vehicle looks wealthy. In his mind, appearance equals financial status. Budget Ben looks at the same truck and asks a different question. He wonders what the payment is, how long the loan lasts, and what percentage of income it consumes. He knows expensive things do not automatically mean financial stability. Baller Ben barely notices the badge on the front grille. He knows real wealth is usually invisible. Instead of asking what the truck costs, he asks what investing that same money for 10 years would become. Modern car payments have exploded to levels previous generations would consider insane. Many new vehicle payments now exceed $700 per month. High-end trucks regularly cross into 4-digit territory. Some drivers now carry $1,200 monthly payments for vehicles they use to commute to ordinary jobs. That number can rival rent or mortgage payments in many cities. Yet somehow this has started to feel normal. Broke Ben hears only $1,100 a month and thinks it sounds manageable. The dealership focuses entirely on the monthly payment instead of the total cost. That framing tricks him instantly. Budget Ben immediately multiplies the payment by the number of years. He realizes the truck may actually cost far more than the sticker price once interest is included. The excitement disappears quickly. Baller Ben sees something even bigger. He understands that every large monthly payment reduces future investing power. He knows opportunity cost quietly destroys wealth over time. The scary part is that wages have not increased fast enough to justify these vehicle prices. Most households are not suddenly earning double or triple their previous income. The affordability is mostly artificial. Instead of higher incomes supporting bigger purchases, longer debt terms are doing the heavy lifting. Loans that once lasted 3 or 4 years now stretch 6, 7, or even 8 years. Some lenders are pushing toward 10-year financing. Longer loans create the illusion of affordability. A massive price tag suddenly looks manageable when divided across nearly a decade. The monthly payment shrinks, but the financial burden grows. Broke Ben loves hearing the phrase, low monthly payment. He ignores the fact that he will still be paying for the truck when the seats are cracked and the warranty is gone. The future feels too far away to matter. Budget Ben understands that lowering the payment by extending the loan is like slowing down a leak instead of fixing it. The money still leaves his pocket eventually. It just happens over a longer period. Baller Ben knows debt duration matters almost as much as debt size. He avoids long obligations because they limit flexibility. Freedom becomes harder when future income is already promised away. Depreciation makes the situation even worse. Most vehicles lose value rapidly during the first few years of ownership. The car becomes cheaper while the loan balance stays painfully high. This creates negative equity. The owner owes more than the vehicle is worth. If life changes suddenly, selling the car may not even eliminate the debt. Many people discover they are trapped only when they try to trade in their vehicle. The dealership reveals thousands of dollars of unpaid balance still attached to the old loan. That shock becomes the start of another cycle. Broke Ben responds emotionally. He rolls the old debt directly into another vehicle because he refuses to downgrade. He convinces himself that upgrading again will somehow fix the problem. Budget Ben avoids rolling debt into new loans whenever possible. He understands that unpaid balances compound financial mistakes. He knows one bad decision can quietly follow someone for years. Baller Ben views vehicles as tools, not trophies. He understands that transportation should support wealth creation, not compete against it. Status is never worth permanent financial drag. Dealership marketing plays a major role in sustaining this system. Salespeople rarely emphasize total cost. Instead, they constantly redirect attention toward monthly affordability. A buyer may walk in looking at a $50,000 truck and leave with a $75,000 version because it's only another $140 per month. Small monthly differences disguise huge overall costs. The psychology is incredibly effective. Then come the promotional financing offers. Commercials scream about 0% APR like free money suddenly appeared from nowhere. Buyers feel like they are beating the system, but there is usually a catch hiding underneath the advertisement. Buyers often lose cash discounts when choosing promotional financing. The lower interest simply replaces another financial advantage. Broke Ben hears 0% financing and assumes the deal is unbeatable. He rushes to sign paperwork because he feels smart for avoiding interest. He never notices the inflated vehicle price. Budget Ben compares financing offers against purchase discounts. He calculates the real total cost before making a decision. He understands that marketing language is designed to trigger emotion. Baller Ben often skips the dealership game entirely. He buys reliable vehicles that fit comfortably within his financial strategy. He prefers simplicity over appearances. Social pressure keeps the cycle alive. Vehicles have become identity symbols in modern culture. Trucks and SUVs are marketed like personality traits instead of transportation. People are told their vehicle represents ambition, toughness, success, or status. Owning the right car becomes emotionally tied to self-worth. Logic slowly gets replaced by image management. Broke Ben desperately wants people to notice him. He loves pulling into parking lots, hoping others admire the truck. The attention feels like proof that he is succeeding. Budget Ben cares far less about impressing strangers. He knows nobody else pays his bills. Financial peace matters more than temporary validation. Baller Ben understands a powerful truth. Truly wealthy people rarely spend their lives trying to look rich. They spend their energy protecting time, flexibility, and investments. Large vehicle payments force lifestyle sacrifices most people never discuss publicly. Vacations disappear first. Restaurant meals become less frequent. Own people move into cheaper apartments just to maintain car payments. Others delay retirement savings because the truck payment consumes too much income. The vehicle slowly reshapes their entire life. In extreme cases, people take second jobs purely to support transportation costs. Rideshare driving becomes common among heavily financed vehicle owners. The car becomes both the expense and the attempted solution. Broke Ben sees no issue with working weekends to afford his truck. He believes sacrifice is worth it for the image. Deep down, he thinks the vehicle defines him. Budget Ben notices the hidden trade-offs immediately. He realizes every dollar tied to a depreciating asset is a dollar unavailable for savings or investments. That trade-off matters enormously over time. Baller Ben values time more than appearances. He refuses to lose evenings, weekends, or peace of mind just to impress people at stoplights. Freedom matters more than flexing. The financial strain often spreads beyond the original loan. Credit cards start covering maintenance expenses. Repairs get financed instead of paid with cash. Insurance premiums rise alongside vehicle prices. Fuel costs climb higher for oversized trucks and SUVs. Tires, brakes, and repairs all become more expensive too. When cash runs short, many people borrow again to survive. Personal loans, refinancing, and balance transfers temporarily relieve pressure. But the overall debt load keeps growing. Broke Ben keeps stacking obligations on top of obligations. He believes future income will magically solve today's problems. The cycle continues because he never changes behavior. Budget Ben builds emergency savings specifically to avoid this trap. He understands that debt multiplies stress during emergencies. Financial stability requires preparation. Baller Ben sees liquidity as power. Having available cash creates options during uncertain times. Debt reduces those options dramatically. Now comes the most shocking part. A truck with a $55,000 sticker price can ultimately cost well over $130,000 during ownership. Most buyers never calculate the full number. Loan interest adds thousands. Insurance consumes more money every year. Fuel, maintenance, repairs, registration fees, and depreciation quietly pile on top. The monthly payment is only the beginning. Ownership costs continue long after the excitement of buying fades away. The real expense hides in the years afterward. Broke Ben never looks beyond the dealership paperwork. As long as he can squeeze the payment into his monthly budget, he believes everything is fine. Long-term consequences feel invisible. Budget Ben calculates total ownership costs before purchasing. He wants to know the true financial impact, not just the first payment. Numbers guide his decisions instead of emotions. Baller Ben compares vehicle costs against investment returns. He understands that redirecting even half those payments into assets could dramatically change his future. Wealth grows through ownership, not appearances. Imagine investing $1,200 every month instead of sending it to a depreciating truck. Over a decade, the difference becomes enormous. Small decisions compound into completely different futures. That is the hidden danger of normalizing oversized payments. People sacrifice future freedom for present image. They trade long-term wealth for short-term validation. The psychological attachment becomes incredibly strong over time. Many owners defend their expensive vehicles aggressively because admitting regret feels painful. The car becomes tied to identity. Some people experience what could be called automotive Stockholm syndrome. They begin rationalizing extreme costs because accepting the truth feels emotionally uncomfortable. The payment becomes part of daily life. Broke Ben proudly explains why his truck is worth every penny. He ignores the financial stress sitting underneath the surface. Protecting the image becomes more important than admitting the mistake. Budget Ben understands that ego is expensive. He knows financial maturity often requires making choices that are less flashy but more sustainable. Long-term stability beats short-term attention. Baller Ben focuses on assets that appreciate instead of liabilities that constantly lose value. He understands that real wealth is built quietly over time. His confidence does not come from what he drives. In the end, many people are not truly affording these luxury-looking vehicles. They are stretching debt across longer timelines, sacrificing savings, and reorganizing their lives around monthly payments. The affordability is often an illusion carefully supported by financing systems. Broke Ben chases status and stays trapped in endless payments. Budget Ben learns to control money wisely and avoid financial traps. Baller Ben goes one step further by using money to buy freedom instead of appearances. At the end of the day, transportation is one of the biggest financial decisions people make. The wrong choice can quietly drain wealth for years. The right choice can create flexibility, peace, and future opportunity. The real flex is not driving the most expensive truck in the parking lot. The real flex is owning your time, controlling your money, and building a future that does not depend on appearances. That is the difference between looking rich and actually becoming wealthy. I hope you enjoyed learning about the car payment trap through the different versions of myself. Remember that you have the majority control over your emotions and decisions when it comes to your finances. Subscribe for more helpful tips from the money faces of Ben.